Pastor Roy Gerhardt from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. This rooster behind me, he's perched on top of a compass point. He's hoping to find direction to north, south, east, west. And one of the things to note about that is that a compass is looking for direction. And it's looking for direction to something in particular. It's looking for that unchanging point of reference. That's why we look into the night sky for the North Star. Other constellations will move and shift in their position, but the North Star will stay exactly where it has been placed. And so that the North Star becomes this reference point. We look for the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper because they will point us to that star that doesn't move out of position, and because of that, we can get a bearing on where we're headed from that star. Same way with a magnetic compass. When you have a magnetic compass, what's it searching for? What's it pointing to when it settles? It's pointing to that magnetic point that is there near the North Pole that actually draws that compass to that direction. And it's drawn to that immovable point. And it's that immovability that makes it a point of reference out of which you can define your position on the globe, your position in the universe. You can define yourself in terms of where am I and where am I going. That's exactly what God's law does as well. We've been looking at Exodus 20, and the people of God are on a journey. And this journey is, of course, going on land from Egypt back up the road to Canaan. They have a journey that they could definitely draw on those kind of compass points to be able to get them from point A to point B, to know where they're at and to know where they're headed and to get there. But they have a journey that they are on at the same time that is a spiritual journey. They're traveling in a spiritual journey to know God, to learn what it is to actually follow God. What they are searching for then is that reference point for their lives, the one who has made them promises, who holds a covenant with them, that they are seeking to follow after, and so that God is that immovable point of reference, the one that they could count on when all of these things have gone awry. They spent 400 years in Egypt and became enslaved there. And now they're on their way home. Why? Because God gave them a promise. They're looking to have a bearing on where do we follow God? Where do we regain His promise in our lives? And the Lord has them take a pause along the way and sets down for them some pointers, some real pointers that instruct them, that give them a direction to head in their lives. And the law by itself really wouldn't mean anything. But this is the power of the law, is that it points us in the direction that we need to go. And that puts us on the path to following God. It points us to the immovable point, to the North Star of our soul, to that magnetic point of reference that we can be drawn to God. And the first commandments start with the instructions about how we are to worship God, only God, not multiple points of reference. We're going to follow the Lord. We're not going to create our own point of reference in some false image. We're going to turn to God. We will declare it with our lips so that we will never misuse His name, but in every respect express our worship and adoration, and we will focus our life around Him so that every week we cycle through a walk with God. Now, then we will turn to living our life in love with each other. All of these things, though, are on a track that are pointing us in a direction where we will live our life in love and mercy and grace, where we will live it with honesty, integrity, and fidelity, where that will be true for us all the way down to the depths of our heart and soul. That allows us to relate to God. That allows us to be in His presence without anything that would hinder us from following after Him. This is all then a pointer that points us to God. And that's why we've also been calling attention to what Jesus said about the law. That the greatest thing about the law is not just keeping these commands, but it's about where they lead us. They lead us to love our neighbor as ourselves, and most of all, they lead us to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our mind and strength. May God bless you today, and as you share this good news, may God make you a blessing wherever He takes you.